Guess we're going up to go down. Oh, and while I was clearing all the like red marks at the top, the Traces of Artistry for the People of the Springs has been released. And I already had 3 already unlocked because I'd already been in the area and unlocked, what was it? It was a waypoint. Huh? Yeah, that's all I remember. Welp, guess it's going to be a test here too. Hello, Anila? Found you at last, Anila. Would you reconsider the matter I wrote to you about? Stickier than a tick you are, chasing me all the way here. Well, what's in it for me? Justice. I mean, you are a member of the Hawkwings. I was. I may be a good swimmer, but that doesn't mean I'll stay on board your sinking ship. Couldn't you at least provide some testimony? And drop myself in a pot of trouble you're brewing? This feels like a waste of time. We should just go back and look for Sumac. Oh, well, who are these 2 little cuties? Help you hide, Humpek? You could say that. Good. I've changed my mind. Youngsters with potential are just my jam. Yeah, but after calling me cuties and now saying youngsters with potential are just my jam, makes it sound like you have a thing for underage children and it's kind of creepy. How about this, young lass? If you pass my test, I'll consider giving you a statement after all. Color me shocked and surprised. A test. Guess they really are part of the same faction, huh? Ah, very good. Shall we begin? Yay. So enthusiastic. 40 is a lot. Yeah. Go away, man. Got shit to do. Missed the phlogiston. There we go. I know, I'm trying to press space, bro. Get off my screen. Good grief. This is odd. Jumping from one pool to another. And last one. Yay. Height. Did the others give me a chest and I just didn't notice? No idea. No, not you. Her. You're irrelevant. You're quite the budding talent for sure. You know what? Forget Handpack. Why don't you join up with me instead, lass? Again with the lasses. Sounds good. Let's talk terms and compensation. No thanks. I've still got a ton of commissions on my docket. Let's get back on topic, shall we? We're here to get our testimony, you know. That how it is? Shame. But I did agree. So why is that dude at the top of the screen just walking into a rock? Are you okay, sir? Yeah, you thought better of that. Anela, I still don't know what I'm going to call her, lazily relates her unpleasant encounter while Handpack pens it down faithfully in its entirety. That should be all our testimony squared away. Are you really not coming back, Anela? Shall we succeed this time? You can invite me after the fact. You should know I can't stand men who are clingy despite being total failures. Or do you? Of course, you kids are a different story. My door's always open to you. And if you'd rather take this to a hot spring... See, that's even creepier. She's talking to kids, which is a word we use for underage people, and she's inviting us to a hot spring with her. Love, it's inappropriate. We're busy right now. Bye! Guess I better read that, so it's marked as done. Seems like the content is not shown on criticism of the Hawkwings either. That's not quite relevant though, is it? Oh, are we claiming rewards already? Hold up.
Let's hope you put up a good fight.
Your enemies.
The show begin. Everyone hold hands. Make yourselves at home. Wait. Positions.
Let's finish this next.
Feel my bloom. Anyway, this doesn't solve the Pyroculus conundrum. Is it up top? No. Where on earth is it? Is there a lower? Ancient Chronicle of the Dreamseeker Priest. 4. Ungakuk. Call forth the winds, take both my hands, and with feverish fervour let them pass through the gaps between the blazing flames. If you hear me, great Wyab, take my hands. Then in them place the fruit, the ripened fruit, and serve as testament. What have I done? Holy sweet baby Jesus. That's a lot of Sunsetia. Far be it from me to turn down the Wyab's gift. Thanks, oh mighty Wyab. I'd prefer if you put a Pyroculus in my glorious hands. Where is this thing? It's not below, it's not above. Is there some in-between layer I don't know about? Is there an underside to all of this? It's definitely not up here. And it's not in the sky. Where is this miraculous tunnel? There's nothing lower, according to this map. There's no paths that seem to go into the cliffside that speak of a lower space.
First get into position like this. Then move like that.
And then I'm not interested in going
That's
that way.
it.
Whatever. Care factor has gone out the window as a result of not finding it. Oh, and you wanted pictures of Koholosaurs, didn't you? I mean, I assume that's what it's trying to hound me about. Let me go grab them. Is there an destructive barrel here somewhere? No?
Yeah.
Yeah, I really don't get it. I've exhausted all possibilities. Okay. Does that count? No. Are you not whelps? You look like whelps to me. No, you're too big. Where are the tiny ones? Huh? I don't know that I understand. I just still don't see any. Oh, they're in this little pool. Something about curiously in the water. Swimming. 2 of 2. Okay. Back to... Can I? No. Just save it. Fine, thank you. Oh, hey. Kinich.
What are your plans, Kinich?
I've got to deliver some ceremonial artifacts back to my tribe. I didn't place too well in this pilgrimage,
Oh, no.
so now that it's over, it's time to get home and get back to work.
You didn't get enough points?
Yeah, I got injured during the team round and wound up losing 2 key matches during individual competition. Both against opponents I'd faced many times in the past. We've each had our fair share of wins and losses.
Yeah, but
it happens.
Injury just makes the losses sort of... Sorry, the wins not really have much value.
That's what you get for locking me away earlier. Get used to the taste of karma. May those injuries be the first of many.
I just don't understand you as a character. You're really childish and annoying.
Hey! What are you doing?
Riveting. We're back, Sumak. Sorry to keep you waiting. Hey there, you two were gone a pretty long time, to be honest. Did the testimony gathering not go so well? Well, the Hawkwings have some really weird rules. We had to pass tests before they'd talk to us, and the reasons they gave were all over the place. If we got a certificate for every test we passed, Paimon would totally be a master already. Yeah, we're definitely due for a title upgrade. Haha, I see. Shame I wasn't there to see everything go down then. But I'd have become a skilled fighter of my own by now. You're passionate about martial training, aren't you? Still, Paimon's not sure the Hawkwings' methods will be for you. Speaking of which, Humpek, it seems like you aren't exactly everyone's favourite fellow. Weren't you all companions once? Huh? Sorry, did something happen? Well, they're kind of detached, like they don't care about what you're doing, or maybe they don't approve. It's so strange. Isn't exposing wrongdoing and punishing perpetrators the right thing to do? So why would they act like that? I'm afraid that the Hawkwings being scattered like so many grains of sand is a disgrace I must bear responsibility for as one of its members. Still, I hope that this is our chance to reunite. I'll do anything to regain our honour. Something still feels fishy about this. I mean, don't they say that the truth oft winds up in the custody of the few? I went through in the towel just because I'm in the minority. You could always be in the minority because you're mistaken, you know. Well, the truth will be revealed soon, won't it? The Speaker's Chamber will judge based on the evidence both parties provide. So please, I'd like to ask you to be present as witnesses. Are you sure my testimony would be valid? Maybe I just had an accident that was totally unrelated to the locusts. Also, couldn't you just go get Sumak to take the stand? Why would we be there for? What would we be there for? No, all of your testimony is absolutely necessary. Don't worry, I won't ask you to act against your convictions or involve you in anything unjust. Just tell the truth. That'll do. Well, you did help me when I was injured earlier, Mr. Hanpak, so I owe you that much. Is it really necessary? Oh well, we might as well help get the bottom of this. Lunara? I can't read this morning. Sorry. Thank you all. In that case, let us meet at the outside training grounds in 2 days. Why 2 days, man? I'm here now. And why the outdoor training area? Shouldn't we be going to the house, the speaker chamber thingy? I really wish it would go faster. That's right, we had to climb there. Drat. Sorry, I think I overused my throat yesterday. And I think what's happening is that my throat is now sore and angry as a result. And so I'm extra phlegmy and mucousy this morning because it's inflamed. I think that's what's happening. Because I keep clearing my throat. Excuse me, coming through. Can I just go around that? Is there any reason to climb that? The answer is no. No, there isn't any reason to climb that. Do, however, have to climb this, I think. No, I don't. Lies. I thought we were going to the speaker chamber. I'm still so confused. Huh? That's quite the crowd. Paimon's getting a bit nervous. Hey there, Lunara. Paimon? Sumak, there you are. How are you feeling? Great, thanks to you. Actually, I ended up going to other crafting benches to try that potion. Wow, you've got guts. And it seems like the formula's fine. So yeah, told you I've got a good eye. That problem must have been with the crafting bench then. Ah, look, we should be starting soon. See that person in the middle? That's Mr. Tenihua, the judge sent by the speaker's chamber. Oh, we're not actually going to the speaker's chamber. I thought we were. But it makes sense. It's quite an important space. The people facing Mr. Humpeg should be the Locust members. Only 2 of them? That's fewer people than we have. Huh, he looks familiar. Oh, right, so he really was a Locust. But wait, why is he standing on that side? It's about time, so let us get started. I'm sure that all present are well aware of this dispute, so I shall cut to the chase. State your case, Hampek. Oh, it's literally just him. My thanks for the chance to speak. Everyone knows that the Locusts have replaced us Hawkwings for some time now. Yet, such grudges will not simply vanish. Are we sure this guy didn't tamper with the crafting bench himself so that he could undermine the Locusts to get his position back? I have a feeling he's the villain here, because something's off. Something is odd afoot. I think he's the one who did it. I'm sure it also goes without saying that we are still capable competitors. If we emerge victorious in another tournament, we will reclaim the glory that was once ours. What's the point in saying that? Obviously. But it just so happened that, on the eve of the event, our various contestants met with mishap after mishap, and each victim shared something in common. Their accident happened after using a Locust-managed crafting bench. I don't imagine it's a stretch to conclude that the Locusts were the sole beneficiaries of the resultant injuries. As such, we can see that they had both the motive and the ability to put such a plan into practice. Just 1 minute there, bro. I'm going to ask you to slow your roll. Motives and capabilities are one thing, but doing it is a whole different ballgame. Also a good point. Also, let's be real. You're not the only ones who have beef with us. You know how it is. When you've got 99 problems, what's a couple more? I've never heard that phrase in my life. You think we've got the time to go around exacting revenge one by one? And besides, I haven't heard of too many people getting injured after using crafting benches lately. You sure it's not just your persecution complex acting up? There haven't been many cases lately, but they happened, didn't they? And the fact that such targeted attacks stopped happening just as I started investigating is quite unnatural, don't you think? Moreover, there was a recent victim, someone completely uninvolved in this conflict, in fact. Sumak, that young lady over there, suddenly felt unwell after ingesting a potion crafted using one of your crafting benches just a few days ago. She had to be carried back to the stadium for treatment. The Outlander travellers Lunara and Paimon can corroborate her testimony, and the 2 of them were also present when I collected testimonies from the Hawkwing victims. Mr. Hampek speaks the truth. I did verify if the formula was suitable afterwards. I can only conclude that the crafting bench itself was faulty somehow. Yeah, and speaking of what happened that day, we didn't use that crafting bench in the first place because it seemed weird. Here also are the victim testimonies, good judge, that I gathered together with Lunara and Paimon. If you would, you two. Submit the victim's testimonies to the judge. All of that does not give evidence that it was them who did it. I do have to admit. It just puts them in bad light. He still could have done it to set them up. Pass the Hawking's victims' testimonies to me once you're ready. What do you mean once I'm ready? Once I'm ready to do what? Stand here and look at y'all while nothing proceeds? What a weird phrase. Can I go back there now? Well, it certainly appears that this is no groundless accusation after all. Any objections, Itsguin? Alright, so let's just say that the crafting bench we're responsible for has malfunctioned. That, at most, amounts to, what, negligent management? I mean, not like we hogged all the glory for ages like the Hawkwings, so we're a bit lacking in experience. Some mistakes are bound to happen. Gotta give us newbies a chance, right? As for our forerunners, we've got nothing but respect for them. But accusing us of sabotaging them? No, that's just too much. How about this? We'll actively discuss compensation with those who suffered losses due to our oversight. Will that do? Don't think I'm blind to the straw man you're popping up. You clearly deliberately targeted us to Hawkwings. There's no way this was unintentional or the result of some kind of negligence. And do you have proof of malicious intent? Don't you think you can get that from the victim testimonies? Agreed, that's what I was trying to say earlier. Of course I do. In fact, I've got intel from within your little gang. See the loach pearls on this invoice? The timing of the Locust's mass purchase of them coincides exactly with that of the Hawkwing's mishaps. Now, we all know that loach pearls are not materials that need to be stockpiled in large amounts, and what are loach pearls though? And similar substances were found in the potions imbibed by the victims. Where did you get that invoice? From a member of your corrupt organization whose conscience hasn't yet breathed its last, of course. Judging by his reaction, that sure hit him where it hurts. For safety reasons, I will not disclose this stout-hearted person's name, but I guarantee that Lunara and Paimon were there when I received the invoice, and they can corroborate the event. We were indeed. Yeah, they even said it broke their heart to witness such contemptible conduct by other locusts. Really? And here I thought we were famous for being earnest dullards. Didn't know we had someone that eloquent on staff. I'd really like to meet him. Anyway, let's just assume the list in your hand is genuine. So what? It's circumstantial evidence. Your accusation remains mere speculation. This invoice could just as well point to some rotten, traitorous locusts using our operating funds to buy the loach pearls so they can build an artificial hot spring in their backyard. And wouldn't that be a terrible disgrace for us? Don't worry. I promise we'll investigate thoroughly and then give a full accounting to everyone. How's that? How unsightly. Are you really going to just deny everything to the bitter end? More like your evidence just doesn't cut it. How about this then? This picture clearly shows someone tampering with the crafting bench with a chest full of loach pearls next to them. How can you say that that's the loach? Huh? How is it showing someone tampering? They're just using the bench. And how do you know that that's what's in there? Huh? That person sure looks familiar. Isn't that you, Sumak? Ah, so it is. What a coincidence. Sure is. Didn't expect such a move from you, to be sure. But please, everyone, think for a second. Is this stuff actually proving his claims, or is it simply more of the same old circumstantial evidence? It's all circumstantial. Even if his picture could prove that someone tampered with the bench, can you prove that person to be a locust? And if I said that this picture was given to me by a locust, just like that invoice, that doesn't prove anything. It does not prove the identity of the person in the picture. There are 0 identifying features. Well then, would you, Lunara and Paimon, be able to vouch for that? I cannot. This is the first time we're seeing his picture, and judging by your reaction, Sumak, this is your first time as well, right? Nope, never. Sorry, Mr. Handpack, but we can't give false testimony. So does this stout-hearted person you speak of truly exist? Or did you conspire with those fellows over there to invent this story out of whole cloth? We're a united lot, we locusts. Is that not how we overcame you scattered hawkwings? I find it difficult to imagine that we'd have a turncoat amongst us. We take on almost any request, but we've got principles too. We wouldn't lie at any time like this, right, Lunara? Though it does seem that the locusts are not above suspicion. This is not enough to make a final judgment. Question! Does old mate Purple on the right-hand side have a twin, perchance? And the twin acted like a locust, like his brother, to get the invoice? Although, how would he have gotten the invoice? If your stout-hearted special friend could testify in person, Handpack, that would make things much simpler. But you claim that there's no such person, yes? It's Gwyn? Absolutely. There's no way a traitor exists among our ranks. Well, since this has reached an impasse, there's no point in continuing. Unless you have something to add, Handpack, let's call it for today. Still, before we adjourn, please submit the evidence you just presented. Okay, submit the purchase invoice to the judge. You'll have to submit the locust purchase invoice. Ready? Is it a false invoice, perhaps? Looks like this is the end of the line, Handpack. No, we could still... Mr. Tenhua, I'd like to identify the locust member who provided me with the intel. Wait a minute, that's not a good idea, is it? But before that, I hope that the Speaker's Chamber can extend protection to the person I'm going to identify. That will be no problem, yes? We can consider it. This crafting bench affair is an affair neither big nor small, but the Speaker's Chamber nonetheless hopes for a straightforward end to the dispute. If both sides agree to this, I assure you that we will not allow any acts of retaliation from the locusts. Of course he'd agree. He said it himself, that our goals were aligned, to expose evildoers and see them punished. Yeah, I think he means you. In fact, I believe that he came in today precisely because he agrees. Isn't that right, Tozan? You hear that? He named you the traitor. Well, that's trouble. I've got no idea what you're talking about, Mr. Handpack. I know you're in a hurry to find some way out, but you've got the wrong guy. What? What's wrong with you? Didn't you give me the crafting bench picture yourself? That facility is managed by the locusts, so only you could have taken that photo. Literally anybody walking through the vicinity could have taken a photo. What is wrong with you? Well, that's just the thing. I checked that photo, and the crafting bench in it isn't one under our management. Paimon's getting lost already. We first met Sumak at the Stadium of the Sacred Flame, didn't we? So that bench must have been the one there, right? There was also nothing in the picture to denote that it was. Exactly. I remember it clearly. That was my first time at the stadium, and I was happy to make good friends, only to meet misfortune not long after. So can we take that to mean that the crafting bench was a fake then? A fake crafting bench? How can that be? Well, if people can fabricate evidence, it is a fake crafting bench that unbelievable. Sorry, is a fake crafting bench that unbelievable. You know, other than the question of motive. I mean, it's not like someone would pour effort into a fake crafting bench with which to frame us locusts, not caring if they injured an innocent passerby in the course of fabricating their evidence, before attempting to use scummy tricks to try and create internal strife between us. But what about the invoice? Lunara and Paimon were both there when you handed it to me on the tournament rest day. They can vouch for me. Let's not think too hard about Tozan's change in attitude first. Let's just tell the truth. We did indeed see him. Wait, you mean when the day when we had no tournament on? Well, that's weird, because, dear Judge Mr. Tenua, I clearly recall we were soaking in a hot spring on the People of the Spring's turf that very same day. What? But we saw him, and so close to this place too. Hey, now that's crazy talk if I've ever heard it. How can one person be in two places at once? But I had to take a guess based on certain someone's nature. The one you saw might have been a fake. True. And if they can transfigure? If they can change their appearance into a crafting bench, because remember it sneezed, I'm sure they could turn themselves into somebody else. I mean, with the crafting bench a fake and the witness a bust, are we sure we can trust the invoice? Are we sure it's not all nonsense? I'm sure everyone here can figure it out. This is all a frame-up. A frame-up? Is that even a word? A frame-up? That's right. But the crafting bench, the injured Sumac, Lunara and Paimon, who were roped in as witnesses, you orchestrated all this yourself, didn't you, Hampack? You know that the scattered Hawkwings weren't any match for us. That's why you had to resort to dirty tricks. Shame, though. You were destined to fail the moment you decided to forge evidence. Lies will always be exposed. And now, everyone will look upon your every word with suspicion. It won't matter what evidence you present. Will it be a fake, just like before? That's what everyone won't be able to help but think. There's no credibility left in the Hawkwings, and you're the one to blame. Serves you right, thinking that you could indulge your selfish desires under the guise of justice. Nothing to say then? This has proved more complicated than I anticipated. I'm afraid my judgment will have to wait for another day. Lunara, Paimon, you were deceived into giving false testimony, so I shall not press charges against you this time. I'm many things, but not a perjurer. That's right, Paimon was there too. We saw it with our own eyes, and even talked to him. It was him for sure. So you mean to call me, the judge, a liar? Well, we're not saying that. Say something, Hampack. Or was the Tozan we met that day an imposter you put up to the job? Impossible. That was the Tozan I know, and he did give me the crafting bench picture. I've been had. I don't know how he did it, though. And the situation is as he says. I could not explain the most crucial mystery, and now my every word arouses suspicion. I've already utterly lost. Hey, chin up, Mr. Humpback. We worries of Natlan don't throw in English. Not mine, the game's. We warriors of Natlan don't throw in the towel that easily. Like I said, we've got a good eye for people. I know you're not lying. Its queen was confident when he spoke and didn't seem like one to purposely lie, but Tozan, now that's an experienced liar. But from what happened just now, everyone must have been convinced that Humpback was the architect of all this. Paimon doesn't know who to trust anymore. Now she's even doubting your words, Sumac. Is this what they call a crisis of confidence? At times like these, a little out-of-the-box thinking is needed. Out of the box? How? It's not that Humpback intended this as a frame-up from the start. It's that Tozan. Yeah. Tozan saw this all coming and struck first. Uh-huh. So you mean that, suspecting that Mr. Humpback's investigation might turn up something for real and actually hurt the locusts, Tozan pretended to help, only to lure him into making the wrong decisions so he could use the case to destroy the Hawkwing's credibility. Yes, correct. That's definitely possible. Hello? This thing's over. A done deal. Seriously, this is getting more ludicrous by the moment. What idiocy are you going to spew next? Going to say that we locusts bought out the judge and had him commit perjury? I know you don't doubt your eyes, but neither do I. I doubt Mr. Tennant was lying. There's only one possibility left, which is that you all saw Tozan on the same day, but in different places. But a person can't be in two places at once, can they? Another potion? Another potion? Just like with the crafting bench where we first met Paimon. There were likely two crafting benches at the stadium then. Two benches? So you mean that the real one was still in its original spot and we just encountered a fake then? Though you say it was a fake, but it wasn't much different from the real deal. If it hadn't been tampered with, it would have functioned normally. Exactly, so both crafting benches were genuine. Just like there is no fake Tozan. Instead, there are two of him. Two Tozans? Oh, Paimon knows where you're going with this. I'm sorry, I think it was missing a word. It said knows where you going with this instead of where you are going with this, I swear. Haha, well, I hadn't known the man himself for too long. I might have I seriously just need to go back to bed. I don't know if it's the brain or the mouth, but there's a disconnect and I can't read. Well, if I hadn't known the man himself for so long, I might have seriously considered your hypothesis. Actually, maybe I should give it some thought. I'm afraid this nonsense is not worth wasting your precious time on, sir. Oh, come on, Tozan. I was just joking. No need to be so nervous. Anyway, we're done for today. Handpack, it's Queen. You stay for a bit. I'll need you to come with me to the speaker's chamber. As for the rest of you, you're free to go. I've got other things to do. See you. Tozan leaves in silence. Yeah. But Itzkuin was very contemplative right there. He's wondering, did Tozan betray him? For a moment there, Paimon thought we'd be able to, Shazam! Turn things around at the last second. An epic climax. But guess not. Not that we could provide anything more than guesses, though. What we really needed was 2 Tozans right in front of us. We might actually have a chance at that. Have you heard the story of the foolish thief, Paimon? I haven't, personally. Foolish thief? Come on, don't keep Paimon on tenterhooks, just tell the story. Alright, relax. So there was once a foolish thief who stole a gem from someone and hid it in a place only he knew of. The owner of the gem only knew who it was who had committed the theft, not where the gem was hidden. But he was a smart man, and so he said to the thief, "Hey you, thief, I know you stole my gem, so I've nicked it right back. Don't believe me? Go see for yourself." The owner's smart, so that's got to be Lunara and Paimon. That makes the thief and the gem... Paimon's got it for sure this time. Come on, Lunara, let's catch up with Tozan. He'll bring us right to this gem hidey hole. You follow Tozan as he departs and catch up to him near the Stadium of the Sacred Flame. I get the story. I just don't get how we're applying it in practice here. Wait, we're back in the Stadium of the Flame, huh? Guy's so quick. We lost sight for a second and now he's gone. Good thing he left footprints though. Let's follow his tracks sooner. Oh! I get it. Sorry, I thought we were going to talk to him and say something to him to get him to go back to where he was going. And I was like, but what could we say to convince him to go do that? Like, he hasn't stolen a gem of ours to go follow. Like, I don't know how we're going to get him to instigate this and be the catalyst. He's already going and we're already just following him. So we skip the step entirely. Never mind.